What's up guys, Tim Little here with TacticalBassin. Today I want to talk to you guys about properly upgrading your stock treble hooks. Now, about 2 years ago, Matt did about a 15-minute video on treble hooks. If you guys haven't watched that video, I highly recommend it. He covers everything from the differences between EWG style, when to use round bends, when to use a red hook or a feathered treble. If you guys haven't watched that treble hook video, I highly recommend it. I'll put it right here. All right, so in this video, I want to talk to you guys about how to properly replace or upgrade your stock trebles. Now, that might not make sense to you right now, but a while ago, I realized that you can actually put your treble hooks on the wrong way. And what I mean by that, when you get your bait out of the package, the hooks are supposed to sit against the belly flush, right? Well, if you want to upgrade these stock hooks and you're not paying attention and you actually turn that hook when you put it on the split ring, you can actually put it on, the wrong direction. You see how now this hook now no longer sits flush against that belly. Now you have the one hook that's actually hitting the bait, the belly of the bait, and it's keeping that hook from running flush against the bait. The benefit to having the hook running close to the bait is you get less snags. You don't have the hook, flying around out there and getting caught up in the grass or whatever you're fishing. So when you're upgrading your treble hooks, pay attention and make sure that you're putting that hook back on the correct way. So that hook runs perfectly with the body of the bait. It's not going to mess up the way the bait travels, runs in the water. There is a correct way to do it. Now, the hooks that I typically use, I use 3 different types of hooks for upgrading my trebles. More recently, I've been using the new owner. It's the short shank stinger treble. Now, the really cool thing about this hook is, you have 360 degrees, right, in a treble hook. You got 3 points, you got 360 degrees. The 2 top gaps are 105 degrees and the bottom gap is 150 degrees. It's almost flat. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but it's almost flat. And the really cool thing about using these style hooks, these short shank hooks, is you can upgrade the size of your hook without getting too long. And what I mean by that, if you take a stock bait that has a number 2 hook on it and you want to upgrade the hooks, if you put, say you want to put number 1s on it, now these number 1s are going to hook each other when you cast and it's going to foul up, your bait's not going to run properly. The short shanks are shorter but wider. So now you can upgrade, you can go from a number 2 to a number 1, so you have a bigger hook gap, but it's still short. So they can't hook each other and foul up. So the short shanks are a really cool way to upgrade on your square bills and your deep cranks. I've even done it on my lipless cranks. But the cool thing about this hook, like I said, is that 150 degree gap. It runs super flush to the bait, but it also sticks out the side. So now you have more of a gap out here on the side to hook the fish. On the back, it's awesome. It runs flat on the bottom, right? So your bait's running like this, it's gonna be more flush, and you got one single hook at the top. You can put these on backwards as well. So make sure when you're putting these hooks on, you're paying attention on both the front and the back, that you have the hooks set up. Now, I talked a little bit about the brands that I use. I talked about these owners. Mustad makes a really cool hook. They make the KVD, the Elite Triple Grip, 2X short shank. I use these if I'm gonna run a red hook in the front, a red belly hook. Again, these 2 other companies, Gamakatsu and the owners, they don't have a short shank in the red, so that's why I use these Mustads. And the traditional Gamakatsu EWGs I've used for years on lipless cranks, and they work great. real quickly, you want to use an EWG style hook when the fish are eating the bait. You want to use a round bend hook when the fish are reacting, slapping at the bait. So like I said, I'm not going to get into that that's a whole other video that Matt already did, watch that. But again, next time you guys are upgrading your treble hooks, pay attention to the way that you put them on the split ring, because there is a right and a wrong way to do it. One of the benefits I forgot to talk about these EWG styles, they traditionally have a lot stronger wire. They're more stout. Multiple benefits for that. Obviously, you're not going to bend out hooks as easy, but a couple other benefits I don't know that people really talk about or haven't really thought about. They're heavier. So heavier means you can cast your crankbait farther, which means you can get your crankbait deeper. So that is definitely a benefit on a deep crank. Another benefit with crankbaits I don't know that I've ever heard anybody talk about is the weight factor. Like I said, they're heavier. So now when you're fishing the cold water months, you know, the Novembers, Decembers, Januarys, Februarys, when that water temp is dropping and those fish are getting more lethargic, the heavier the hooks on this, the slower this is going to rise, right? So if you're fishing a rock pile and you're bumping through stuff and you pause it, now it's turning into a slower rise bait, more of a suspending bait, and you can draw those strikes. So there's definitely benefits to using the triple grips, the more stout hooks. But pay attention the next time you guys are rigging your treble hooks, guys, because I screwed up for years. I didn't even realize it. So there you go, guys. Remember, if you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. We're putting out videos about 3 times a week, and we'll talk to you soon, guys. Have a good day.